Hello everybody, Mr. Mobs here and welcome back to the channel. So it's been quite a long time since I've done a video for various reasons, but today I decided I wanted to do one because I've had something arrive in the post. It's quite exciting. So as you probably are aware, or a lot of you might be aware, I'm a Nintendo collector or fan, I guess. And one of the consoles in particular I've always quite enjoyed collecting for, and that's the Nintendo Virtual Boy. It's quite a niche thing, really. It never come out in the UK for a start. It's only America, North America, and Japan. And even then, it didn't do very well. It wasn't very successful, so it was discontinued very quickly. Only a small library of games, but that makes it kind of even more fun to collect, I guess. And as you may or may not know, recently there was a Nintendo Switch announcement for the Virtual Boy Accessory. So I had to pre-order one of those, even though I've got the original Virtual Boy. And anyway, so it's arrived today. It's still in its box at the moment. I've not actually opened the box. I thought I'd do that on the video. Hopefully that goes well. And I've also got my original Virtual Boy here. This is a Japanese one. It is a box version I've got, but I've just, for ease of this video, I've taken it out of the box. And I just wanted to compare the two, really. So I can't actually use the new Virtual Boy accessory yet because it's arrived a little bit early. So Nintendo haven't released the online service yet. So all I can do at the moment is compare the actual physical unit to the original, and we'll see if there's what the differences are and the kind of build quality and that type of thing. So I'm just going to open up the box. Hopefully it opens nice and easy for me. So one thing I do like about the old Nintendo deliveries is they all come in these fun Nintendo boxes that are kind of lined inside. You can't see it very well, but they've always got Nintendo print. This one's slightly different to the others I've received. They're normally red inside with like a Mario, but this one's Super Mario 40th anniversary box. So that's quite cool straight away. Okay, so I'll get rid of all this packaging and we'll take this out of the box. There we go. So that's what it looks like there. Just put the box to one side, bear with me. Put that over here somewhere. Okay, so the actual box or the unit itself is fairly heavy. How well you're going to be able to see that with the reflections going on. But that's that. And you've got some stuff on the back. Let's just have a look. Okay, so there's some instructions on how to fit the Switch in. It looks like the top of the unit pops open and then you slot the Switch in and then you close it back down. Anyway, so I'm going to try and open this fairly carefully because I do like to try and keep the boxes in reasonable condition. I don't know if I'll keep this one unboxed on the shelf or whether I'll box it back up after I've finished using it or trying it. We shall see. Bits of box going everywhere. Okay, so get the unit out first and we'll have a look at that and then we'll have a look at the stand afterwards. Okay, here we go. So, here's the unit itself. Let's take the plastic off, sorry. Oh, I have to clear all this up afterwards. Clear it up. That one there. And then that one there. Okay, so first impressions. It does look quite authentic. You can't, so on the real one you can move this slider back and forwards to adjust the focus. And I think this one, yeah, this one's for your IPD, so how close your eyes are together you can move it because obviously people's eyes are slightly different. That's on the original. On the new one you can't do that, it's all set. So I don't know how it handles different IPDs or whether there's any issues there for the Switch version. That'll be interesting to see. So underneath it's got a little says Switch 2 on there. On the old version, this is where the cartridge slot is. So this is where you slot in the cartridge because they're all cartridge-based games. You've got a nice kind of visor here, foam visor, a bit like the original. I will do them a side-by-side comparison in a minute. I don't think it's quite as wide, or maybe it is. It just doesn't feel quite as wide. I've got quite a wide head. Yeah, and then on the original, you've got all the controller ports and stuff here where they've got. It's hard to show, but they've got the ports there, but they're not actual. You wouldn't be able to stick anything in them. They don't go deep enough. They're just kind of etched out on the plastic, along with a volume knob and the headphone jack. But again, they're only for show. They have used actual. It's quite nice here. They've got these rubber bits here, and they're on the. I don't actually know what they're for, but they've actually done those in rubber rather than plastic, so that looks quite authentic. Color wise, I think it's pretty much spot on. I'm just going to get the other one up now to do a side by side. I think this is ever so slightly. Yeah, no, there is a. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. So this is your original. I had to check then. This is the original, and this is the new one. And in real life, there is ever so slight difference in the colour and the plastic type ever so slightly. This is a tiny bit more, I'd say, kind of a glossy red. This is a little bit more kind of matte, darker red, so that the old one's kind of the glossy red, the new one's the kind of matte red. Not an awful lot of difference. What else? The switches, the grey switches look pretty much exactly the same. And when you look inside at the lenses and that, it's very hard to show you both at the same time here. Let me try and hold it up like that. Yeah, so again, this is the original, this is the Switch version. So there's not really a lot of difference there. But the original visor, let's see, width-wise, like I say, there is a slight design change on the original visor, well, on the new visor compared to the original. The new visor, see if I can hold it up to show you. The new visor kind of stops here, so there's a big gap here, whereas the original visor goes right to your nose. So that'll be interesting regarding light leakage. Let me just hold the original one up. Yeah, so that's really dark. And then this one up. Yeah, so there's going to be a bit of light leak there, I suppose. But then if I push it right in, no, that's fine. If I push it right into my face, then, oh, I see. So that, no, sorry, apologies. So they've got like a nose piece on the new one. So there is a slight design change here. You've got like a plastic nose piece here, and that sits on your nose where there's not one on this one here. Interested to see actually, because I bought this obviously second hand. I wonder if there was originally a nose piece for the Virtual Boy. So anyone who's watching this who might own an original, have I got a nose piece missing from my Virtual Boy? The original one. Looks like there could be one that would slot in there actually, so that's quite interesting. Okay, so other than that, what else have we got here? Let's have a look at this. So you can see, let me just check the instructions because it says you've got to pop off the top to put the switch in. So it'd be interesting to see how it opens up. I don't want to force it, so see what it says. Oh, it just shows a diagram, but it doesn't actually show how it's done. So it goes forward or backwards. That goes forward like that. Yeah, I'm reluctant to just do it without. See if it twists or something. Yeah, I need to check. I need to read the actual instructions. Not on the box. It's just got a picture and it shows the top bit lifting up. But I assume there's something you've got to press or do in order for it to kind of release. I don't want to force it. That would be a sad thing. Let's have a quick look on the instructions, see what it says. Turn the console on and open the Virtual Boy software, blah blah blah. Yeah, so it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't show. It just shows you opening it. It doesn't actually show like that there's any. So maybe I just need to be a bit more forceful with it. Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, I was just not being strong enough with it because I didn't want to break it. But there we go. It just, oops, it's gone back down. I don't know whether you can see that again, but there's just a slot there that you literally just slot the switch in. And it's got some little rubber bits, which I guess protects the screen when you're putting it in, so it's not touching hard plastic, which makes sense. And then you clip it back down, just like that. So there's quite a dedicated fan base to the Virtual Boy, and people were looking at perhaps the option, if it, depending on how the shell came, that they could repurpose the shells for original hardware that had damaged shells. But looking at this, I think that'd probably be quite difficult to do. Doesn't really work. I don't know, there might be some parts, perhaps you could use the red lens covers if you've got scratched lenses. Let's have a look, see how close they look to the original. Oh, they actually look pretty much bang on. So possibly you could reuse those lenses, you know, the red ones. But anyway, I'll let someone else have a look at that who's more in the know. The visor you couldn't use because it's different. I don't even know if it plugs in and out the same way. I'm reluctant to kind of pull it apart too much. Unless it says in the instructions you can. Okay, so then we've got this bit here, which is the, for some reason, it's like the clip that the stand goes on, but why that's not already, oh, that's weird. So it looks like it's got a detachable piece, so you've got two different style, very strange. I'll have to look in the instructions again, but you've got the actual thing here, which I guess the stand clips to, but you've got a different version of that as well, so you'd actually have to unscrew this and put this one in. Ah, it's for the, okay, oh, that's interesting. So this is Nintendo Switch 2, it's labelled up, and on this one it says Nintendo Switch. So if you're using it on the original Nintendo, you need to swap that piece over, I guess. I wonder why that is, if it's to allow for, I don't know. I suppose it's different screen sizes, isn't it, to accommodate for that. Okay, because there's one slightly deeper than the other, so the screen's going to come out slightly. Okay, that's cool. So it can accommodate both screen sizes for the Switch, because it's a bigger screen, it'll poke out the bottom of the Virtual Boy. Interested to see how that looks. Okay, and then we've got the stand. Now this is quite interesting because anyone who knows anything about the original one knows that there was a design flaw on the original one, and it had a lot of, it's kind of a weak point that would break quite often. They call it the medallion. It's made of plastic in the original, and it's this piece just here. And over time, where you would, because it comes like this, this is the new stand, by the way, and you do this to open up the stand, but then over time people do that and it would snap, the stand would snap, and there's lots of clever people out there now made like replica ones out of metal and stuff to stop that from happening. But actually Nintendo on this new stand, it is metal, so that's quite good. They've made a nice improvement there. But the rest of the stand design remains the same, so that's quite cool. I believe the same. Let me just get the old stand here. My one is not broken, which is nice. So yeah, you could probably, I'm not going to do it, but you could probably use the stand on the, you could use the, sorry, I'm not holding it up high enough for you guys. You could use the stand, I think, on the old one. It looks to be similar. Yeah, well, that's fun. This one's made in China. This one's made in Japan. The model number on the original is VUE003. I don't know whether that's just the Japanese version or whether the North American one would have the same. But the model number on this one is HAC062 for anyone who cares. But yeah, other than that, you're pretty much looking at two identical stands here, so that's quite nice for anyone who needs a new stand. Okay, so let's stick on the stand. Don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this. Not got a lot of table space here. Don't want to break anything straight away. That'd be a bit of a sad situation, wouldn't it? And you've got a. It's been a while since I've actually used this, if I'm totally honest with you. There you go. And then just going to screw that up. Okay, so here you go. Now, another thing that the Virtual Boy community always like to have a moan about is people putting the stand on the wrong way. So the legs should go out this way. A lot of people having the legs facing you. But this is the correct way. And then you can adjust the, you've got like a little knob that you turn here, and then you can adjust the angle. So you can actually, people say again about having bad neck, which is fair to be fair because you've not got a very big stand, so you need to have the table at a decent height, or you need to put some books up or whatever just to kind of get it up to the right height for where you're sat. And then you adjust the angle, and then bang, away you go. So yes, pretty good. I'll tell you what, I am going to try this stand, the new stand on the old Virtual Boy. I have to be careful because I don't want to damage anything, obviously. I'm just intrigued to see whether it does fit. It looks like it should fit. But yeah, I just want to see that. So this is the old one now, which is obviously heavier, but it's not a lot heavier, to be fair, considering it's got all the tech inside. I wonder what the weight difference is once you've got a switch. And there you go. You've actually got the old Virtual Boy on the new stand. And it's fine. Works really well. So that's fun. I like that. I like what they've done with that. Okay, so let me just put this one down here. The only other thing I guess I need to talk about is how you control it. So obviously with the Switch version, you don't get a controller with it. Just check this. Obviously there's no controller. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else out of the box. No, you don't get a controller with it because you have to use like the Pro Pad, I guess, or the Joy-Cons if you've not got a Pro Pad, which is a bit of a shame because it would be nice to have the option to use a genuine controller for Nintendo to re-release the controller, even though that would cost a load more money. And I appreciate the Virtual Boy is a very niche market anyway, so the fact that Nintendo have done this is quite surprising. But for them to then release a controller as well, it's wishful thinking. The original controller, for anyone who hasn't seen one, looks like this. It's quite fun. And at the time when this came out, this is, I think it's around Super Nintendo era, just maybe coming on to PlayStation sort of time. So you've got the two handles there. You've got two D-pads. Obviously, the whole thing of having analog sticks or double analog sticks weren't there. It might have been N64 time, actually, thinking about it. I should know. Call myself a fan, and I don't even know. I did know, it's just my memory's terrible. And yeah, you've got a little battery pack thing on the back that you had to slide on the back if you wanted batteries, or you've got a mains adapter as well. It's probably a good time to mention there is a Virtual Boy group. I'll link the Discord, and if you look at the Retroonics Meliot's VR channel, in particular on there that I'll link up. That guy on there is amazing. He does a lot for the Virtual Boy community. He's a lot of flashcards. He did the what's it called now? The Hyper Flash 32, which was like a really cool e-ink cart. And he's also joined up with another. Unfortunately, can't remember who they're called, but to do like another version of that called Mr. Cart, or to help kind of put that, assemble it and ship it out. But yeah, anyway, so he has also done a why that's hard to explain now. Like a printed circuit board that you can open the original pad up and put one of his version in, and it'll then connect to the switch. It makes it like a wireless pad. And I think you can also then use a wireless receiver on the original Bluetooth if you want to have a wireless pad. So for any of you that are quite keen on that, that's an option. It is quite pricey, but there is a option. The other thing to bear in mind is you have to butcher up your original pad. If you want to try and buy one of these separate, you're talking megabucks because, as far as I'm aware, Nintendo never release these pads separate. So really, they always come with a console. So there you go. So that's about it. I'm sorry if I've waffled on for a long time. I just wanted to kind of cover as many points as I thought you guys might like to know, and obviously give you my first impressions. It would be great if I could actually give it a go on this video as well and show you that, but I can't. I don't have my Switch 2 on me at the moment to be able to put it in, so apologies there. But I will do a follow-up video once it's been released. I can't remember. I think it's the 17th, 16th or 17th. I'll have to check. But once it's been released on the online portal to play all the games, I'll do like an update there. They've also got a couple of unreleased games that are coming up onto there as well, which is good. So there's a few games that people haven't played before that Nintendo have sat on for years and years and years. So it's nice to see some new content coming out for the Virtual Boy. I've got a complete North American collection and most of the Japanese ones, apart from about 3 or 4, because I'd probably need to remortgage the house to buy them. They're that expensive now. Um, anyway, that's it really. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I haven't sent you to sleep. I know I do waffle on a little bit. And like I said, it is quite a niche kind of thing because Virtual Boy, virtual reality is quite niche anyway. Not really virtual reality, it's a stereoscopic 3D. But some people do call it virtual reality, which I guess you can argue about in the comments. But anyway, I thought it was worth doing a little video. It's a passion of mine. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I won't leave it quite as long till the next one. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.